Hey everybody, on this episode of Box Office Breakdown, Sully's number one again. I'm seeing a movie again. And Quinn's back, everybody! Let's do it!
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Box Office Breakdown.
Hey everybody, look at that!
Woo!
It's Monday night, that means it's Box Office Breakdown time here on Popcorn Talk, the show that breaks down the box office from the weekend that was and prognosticates about the box office to come.
There's
look at
that word again.
And look at this, we've got the full panel reunited.
You know, I'm happy the voice said box office breakdown because I couldn't remember what show I was doing. I'm happy I had the
been so
refresher.
long.
Yeah, it took a long time. So box office breakdown, movies.
That's right, yes.
Got it. Okay.
Perfect, look at that. All right, I'm one of your hosts, Frank Moran. You can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie.
I'm Quinn Skillian. You can find me on Twitter at Quinn Skillian, and you can find me on Instagram at Quinstagram.
And my name's Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane.
And I'm DJ Richie Skye, and you can find me online at DJ Richie Skye on Instagram and Twitter.
Look at that. So, folks, as always, you can like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, hop on the YouTube chat, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd love to have you involved in the chat. We're going to be doing our box office bet later on in the show. You can start chiming
That's
in
my
on the movies.
favorite part.
You can start chiming in on the movies that you want us to, the movie you want us to see next week. Your choices are going to be The Magnificent Seven or Storks. So I feel like either way, it's not going to be a bad weekend, maybe, finally.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so we'll be breaking down that. Of course, the loser of last week's box office bet was myself again. Man,
Oh, no, you lost.
I got a hat trick.
How awful of you.
So what was the movie you had to go see?
I will have to go. I had to see The Wildlife this
Oh,
weekend.
tell us how
Did
it
you
was.
see it?
How was
Oh,
it?
man, guys.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I honor my bets. I added the bets here at the box office breakdown.
Very nice.
It's just, I mean, I love animation. I love animation films, but
Okay.
there's just one of these where it's just like, this is just so middle. It's just so generic.
Did it feel like just kind of cookie cutter kind of?
It did, and I'm just like, oh man. I mean, if you bring like a little kid with you, they're gonna be just like the color and the sound, and there's animals, and they're talking, and they're farting, and it's great. So
Animals farting.
Yeah,
The
but
trailer looks so cute, though.
you can make any trailer.
It
You can
sounds
make
It's
any
true.
movie look
We've
good.
learned that, yeah.
Delightful, Frank.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you got to report on that for us.
Yeah, exactly. I was so happy to do it. It's one of those where I just kept on going, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing?
That's 2 hours of your life I'll never get back.
Oh, well, it was only like 84
I was gonna
minutes.
say, yeah.
It
Okay.
was
Okay.
84 minutes well spent, I'm sure.
Oh. Of course, I lost this week's box office bet again, so I will be seeing,
Loser.
Bridget Jones' Baby.
I can't wait to hear
Yes.
how that one goes.
Remember that time last week when I said $30 million?
I mean,
Oh, man. I ate
missed
it,
the mark
that
by
one.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
Thanks, Serenity. You tell us now. Okay, where were you when I needed you, Serenity? Tell me that I predicted 10 million. I needed you. Tell me that before. I did. All right. So, folks, as I said, the 2 movies that are going to be vying for our box office bet this week will be Magnificent Seven and Storks. So start chiming away in the chat.
Yes.
Let us know what you think. The one that has the most kind of buzz about it is be the one that will do our box office
Cast
bet.
those votes now.
Yes. But in the meantime, though, let's get to the weekend that was here in the box office. As I mentioned, Sully took the number 1 spot again, which I'm surprised. I did not think it was going to do 2 weeks in a row.
Did we? Oh, I don't think.
No, I don't think any of us predicted it would stay number 1. We knew it'd be up there, but not
I think
number
I
1
said
again.
Blair Witch.
Yes.
I think you did.
I thought Blair
I
Witch
think
was going
I
to do a
did
little bit
too.
better.
I mean, I kind of
Blair Witch was
get
close.
it. I don't really feel like. Yeah, I mean, I don't really feel like we're up with a whole bunch of competition this weekend so much because it's what week are we in for Blair Witch here?
First.
Second.
The first
Oh,
week
it was the first weekend.
Next week will be
You know
second.
what? I would have given it to Blair Witch too. gotta say.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm with
Blair
you.
Witch is going
Only
to come out on top.
9.5. That's not that much.
Yeah,
actually.
so, I mean,
Maybe
it's-
people didn't know.
What?
No, they did a lot of ads for that one. and
But
billboards.
also, Blair Witch is kind of like a cult favorite. There's a pretty solid fan base there for
I
that
think
film.
perhaps it's going to have legs.
Be later. Yeah.
It'll be later. That's what it's
Cult
going to
following, but plus it's brand recognition that it's been
Right.
around so long that people know the name that
It
they
was
might
kind
be
of
like,
the
oh, let's
first
check
one.
it out.
Wasn't it kind of the first one to do
First
found
found footage
footage?
one,
Kind
be.
of
First
like,
found footage.
yeah. So I kind of feel like people kind of give it a little bit of cred for that. I'm
Yeah.
surprised we're like, Blair Witch knows how to do it
Did
right.
anybody see it?
I've not seen it.
No,
I
but
want
did-
to see it.
I heard people thought it was actually kind of scary. so-
Really? Well, I'm
hope
here
so.
for it.
Right?
I like a good
Yeah, no,
scare
I
fest.
do want to check it out for sure. But when I've got important films to see, like The Wildlife,
Yeah.
kind of eats into. I mean, those hack movies.
Oh,
I guess
no.
oof.
Yeah, Ryan says no one went to the theaters last weekend. That definitely feels like with these numbers, it feels like we just didn't have a lot of butts in seats.
Yeah, it's
No.
yeah, but I mean, Sully coming in with another 21.6 million. Man, it's doing much better than I thought.
Interestingly,
Yeah. Coming in at number 2, of course, we're talking about Blair Witch. As Kari was saying, just about a little bit over 9.5 million.
Are you
That's
guys
not bad, though, for a
Because
horror
Richie,
movie.
you like horror movies.
I love.
Are you excited to see this or no?
I am actually excited to see it. The only reason I didn't see it was because I had to work. But otherwise, I will be there this weekend.
Okay.
I wanted to see. I like horror movies as well, and I remember I liked the first one, and I liked how they changed this one of like it's not a remake, it's a continuation. So that was a smart idea because it's not just
I didn't know
because
that.
he's like it's my sister, and I'm gonna go see it, and hey, you guys know the story of Blair Witch, so it's not a let's pretend the other one never happened. It's a good way to continue a franchise because we had that discussion before of like it's better just to continue the universe that you've made instead of pretending the other one never happened.
Totally.
Because then
I
it's
agree.
not like, hey,
times 10.
Got rid of it.
I want to know if anybody in the
but I
chat
had a busy
saw
weekend. Yeah.
Cannibal Holocaust
Blair
was the
Witch.
first found footage, but Blair Witch got it
Oh,
on the map.
Okay.
Maybe some people thought it was a remake. Okay, so they didn't see it.
Yes, history.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would because they're seeing that. We see so many remakes. We just saw Ghostbusters. Like, oh, they just did another Blair Witch.
Yeah, or found footage is either getting old or generally it's just like, okay, if I'm holding a camera and videotaping you guys, I mean, yes, when a crazy thing happens, I'm going to move my camera around. But generally, you hold it pretty still. I don't like, I'm going to shake my camera the whole time. You're like, ah.
I think that the way they shot Nerve is probably going to be the new way to do that sort of film.
However, with that one, if you're doing that thing all the time, you would have had a mounted camera.
What do you guys think about kind of this? I think that found footage and like this kind of thing felt really novel when before we had cell phones and stuff. But now when you watch a movie like Tangerine, just can't that's on Netflix and that was all shot on an iPhone. It kind of feels like we're like raising the bar in terms of what you can do with this, and so the found footage thing doesn't feel like quite as exciting anymore. Maybe.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, it doesn't anymore, and also I think the shock value of it has worn off. You know what I mean? Because I think that was the thing with found footage is that, the camera could drop and then something happens and you can't quite see what it is. And we as an audience have gotten desensitized to that a little bit. That's what I think.
Yeah, I totally agree.
I know, at least for me, it's I often question the reality of this found footage film. Like who found this material? Who put it together for a movie? And then who sent it? I get caught up in more
I
of
think
the...
there's that aspect of it as well.
So that makes it a little
Did you
tough
guys
for me
ever see
sometimes.
Troll Hunter?
Yes, that was really
Was
fun.
that a found footage movie? Or was it not? I don't know why. I just picture
I
like...
think so.
I'm
Yeah,
just picturing,
no,
like-
because it's them documenting it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that was cool.
I thought they did that really, really well.
Kind of found footage, but in a different kind of way. I liked how the first VHS approached it of here are people's home videos, and we don't know how they got to that location, but someone's watching these people's home videos.
Like The Ring.
I do like the live documentation aspect that
Yeah.
they sometimes do with some of the films, some of
In
the
the-
paranormal films.
Well, in this, like the second VHS, it was somebody's steady cam. I mean, a GoPro, and
Yeah.
that was a funny way
I
to do it.
don't mind that as long as they find a novel way to flip back and forth from the perspective, because I can't watch that the entire movie.
I think Nerve did a really good job of that, actually.
Really?
Don't you think? You didn't like the way Nerve did it?
No, that was smart. Well, because it's going between the people in the situation and then the viewer. So that one was very present time.
It's two perspectives still
Yeah.
a little bit though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I'm saying. I think like Nerve kind of had a good way where it's like you kind of knew when you were watching someone
Yes.
else's
Yeah, I
perspective, and
almost
then
feel
you
like it
knew kind
has
of when
to
we
be
had
like
the
that
more
now.
traditional, kind of omnipresent communicativeness.
Now, like Media Shack there, Richie, for you, there's the last 30 minutes of it is worth a cheap day ticket of Blair Witch. So,
Oh, good to know.
Ooh.
so there you go. So just go in for the last 30 minutes, Richie
Okay.
Skye. There you go.
I'm there for it.
Now, they are bringing like, as Star Drew said, 3 horror shows in 3 weeks.
Outbreaks is a thriller, though.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not
and Don't Breathe is not
horror.
really necessarily horror, but it's kind of like a horror / thriller kind of deal.
Yeah.
But interesting that did so that opened up to a much bigger opening weekend than say Blair Witch did.
But maybe that's found footage. We've talked about how like different styles and themes have gotten old. Maybe the found footage is kind of like man, whatever anymore. But the home invasion is still a popular subgenre.
True.
I still think that Don't Breathe was just a novel concept in general. Like
Well, there's a twist on it.
Yeah,
So
we
people
had
are like,
not
ooh, cool.
seen
Yes.
that before.
Sorry.
But also not
was
just
a-
Don't Breathe, but a lot of the other horror movies we've seen come out this summer have done much better than Blair Witch, haven't they?
Actually,
Well, Don't Breathe did really well.
Right, and then a couple other ones. I forget some like
The
Conjuring.
too.
Yeah. I don't know.
In the chat, someone said ABC's of Death. That is another really good anthology, both 1 and 2. But it's nice because there's 26. There's the ABCs. But if you dislike one, don't worry, it's almost over because it'll be the next one. They're all short. But then the really good one, you're like, oh, that was really good, and it's definitely a mixed bag. On both of them, like some are amazing, and then some are kind of like that was really weird, and some are like, well, okay, but it's definitely good enough to check out for sure if you guys haven't seen it yet.
Coming in at number 3, we've got Bridget Jones's Baby from Universal. They're a little over $8.5 million.
So tell me, given the box office draw for that, how excited are you to see it?
The fact that I've not seen any of them, so already I'm like, great, I'm going to the third one for this.
But you get
Gotta
it.
hurry up and catch up.
That's one of the ones where you don't really need to see.
They're honestly, to me, they're honestly really good though. Like,
No,
I
they're
don't
the
mind
First
them.
one's really good.
Yeah.
I've heard from people who've seen the third one that it is good.
It feels like old-fashioned to me, though, at this point. Like, the whole idea of, like, this, like, poor cat lady who, like, just grumbles around and, like, drinks tea and can't get a date. Like, it feels like a very, like, old-fashioned
That's
narrative at this
because
point.
Renee Zellweger is so 2005.
Oh.
But her face is so 2012 or 13.
I'm just saying.
Whenever she got that
think
done.
about it though. She at one point in time she was like one of the movie stars, and then it's kind of like she just disappeared for a while.
I think Jennifer Lawrence really did kind of start to encroach on Renee Zellweger's. They look
But
alike.
I don't think that
I know, but they
Jennifer
look so
Lawrence
much alike.
has
No. But they
the
seem
quirk factor
older
that
and younger, though.
Renee Zellweger
Different.
has.
You don't think Jennifer Lawrence has the quirk factor
I
that
do
Renee
not.
Zellweger
No.
has?
I think she's a great
people
actress.
would disagree with you on that.
But I think that there's a natural quirk to Renee Zellweger that's just innate in her, and I think that Jennifer Lawrence is kind of like a learned disposition.
I guess I think a lot about Renee Zellweger in Cold Mountain, and that kind of makes me think a lot about Jennifer Lawrence in
Winter's Bone.
In Winter's Bone.
I can see
and they're
that
kind
a
of
little
being
bit,
a lot
though.
of them.
Yeah, but like not like Jennifer Lawrence. I think young 20s, and Renee Zellweger is like more mature woman at 30s. Which they're not that different.
Yeah.
But like I wouldn't.
But also they have Jennifer Lawrence playing women in her 30s.
Yeah,
so
but I mean,
there
Which is
maybe
weird
is a little
to me,
crossover.
a little bit.
I don't know.
They're
maybe
different.
not. I do think they look a lot alike, though. Am I crazy? Do they not look alike?
What?
Jennifer Lawrence and Renee Zellweger, no?
It might be
Fine,
one
I'll
of
just
those-
talk about it. That's a Quinn thing, okay.
It's one of those things that I've had that before with different actors that in your head they look like, but if you actually had 2 photos side by side, you go, ooh, no. But
Yeah, okay,
But I've
in my
had that,
head maybe.
yeah.
But I mean, like, obviously, like, I love Renee.
Okay, we got someone in the chat going for
Exactly.
Jennifer Lawrence. Doesn't have the talent, likability, or quirkiness of Renee.
Yeah,
I
thanks.
don't get me wrong, I do love Jennifer Lawrence. I live for her in X-Men. But it's something different. It's something that's missing.
They're different.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say better or worse.
They're
just,
2 different meals. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we're talking apples and oranges
Yeah.
here. A little bit.
Look at that.
Fair enough. They definitely do not look like fine, Alvin. Okay, he's the king of who looks alike.
There you go. They're both white and blonde.
Okay.
So you must look like them too.
all 3 of us, we go have brunch.
Yeah.
Triplets.
Yeah.
Thank you, Surrender, for telling me that I have plenty of time to catch the other 2 movies before I see Bridget Jones. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I want to spend the week.
Well,
They might be on
I'm curious if people are coming to that movie fresh, like, or would they want, or is it the people who've seen the other 2? Because if you're going along with that timeline, are they that age that they're having the baby kind of,
Ooh.
because the first 2 are more like falling in love and like relationships, and the third one is baby,
And they
so
were
it's like
so
a totally
long
different,
ago.
totally different idea.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you kind of look at it, it's very similar to Blair Witch. I mean, they both came out with 2001, 2000, so I mean, very similar. I mean, it's 2 franchises that are kind of coming back after a long period of not being around.
Which
so.
just
true.
further enables my frustration with no new ideas in Hollywood. Anyway,
I guess somewhat new idea. I mean,
I've
some
talked
of the-
about this before. I don't have to get all angry about it now.
At number 4, we've got Snowden with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, directed by Oliver Stone.
I still want to see that.
I heard it's a
do
really
too,
good movie,
yeah.
I don't really like Shailene Woodley.
but it made just a little over.
I
it
don't
made
really
$8
like
million
her either, to be very honest
But I
with you.
love Joseph Gordon-Levitt, so maybe it would. Maybe
It's
it would
not
count.
that I don't like her. I don't like her as an actress, per se.
Okay.
She might be a very lovely girl.
Yeah,
You
she
know what I
probably
mean? But
is.
it's something about her that just seems like it's always, I'm missing something in the roles that she's tried to play that
Okay.
have been kind of done already.
I think that maybe she's.
Why
I think
don't
she's
you
just
like her?
fine. I think she's just fine. She's not necessarily like a pull for me to go to the movies to go see her in something.
Yeah.
I thought she was really sweet and spectacular now. Really good. And then most of the other things that I've seen her in, I always go, oh, I wish if someone else was doing this.
I kind of don't want to see her in an action role. I think that might be my problem. That maybe that's like, in any type of intense role, I don't want to see her in. Something
Wait,
light and
wasn't
fluffy,
she
maybe.
Divergent?
She
Right,
was.
yeah.
And that's what I didn't like.
I think that's one of the things that bothered me.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I thought-
Did you not like the Divergent
Well,
movies?
I read the books, and I just really felt like she's just not who I pictured.
Oh, I went the
And
other
I-
way where I watched the first movie, watched the second movie, read the book, and then I was like, it's fine. And then I just visualized those people. But I can
Sure.
kind of see that if you already went in with that. I thought she was fine because that character's not supposed to be comfortable in herself yet. It's as she develops because she's thrown into a different world and different, atmosphere than she's used to.
I see that.
Maybe
but that
she'll
being said, I
grow
love
into
Joseph
all of
Gordon-Levitt.
this.
I love him,
I
and
do
I
too.
feel like I haven't seen him in anything in a long time, and I've kind of been craving a little JGL. So I would go see a movie just for him at this point.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you've got Sully and you've got Snowden, both, kind of biographical pictures there.
Yes.
And we thought Snowden, after last week, we thought it was going to do better than it did. Interesting. Why do you think Sully did so much better than Snowden? I mean, two great directors.
Is it maybe Tom Hanks?
Maybe.
That helps.
I think that
more uplifting heroic stories.
Snowden is a
also
hero.
a story that people are
Sully's a
familiar
hero
with.
movie. Snowden is the maybe we learn why this guy did it mysterious conspiracy movie. So they're different. He's not a hero.
I think they're definitely different
depending
audiences.
on who you ask. So
Different audiences, I think, actually.
yeah.
So so what I've heard though, fantastic movie. I'd still like to go see it. Depending, I feel Oliver Stone back at the kind of more JFK kind of topic, more propulsive filmmaking. When he gets in that kind of wheelhouse, he's really hard to beat. Coming in at number 5, rounding out is Don't Breathe.
Still hanging in there.
Still hanging in there.
Yeah.
$5.6 million.
Dude, week 4, good for Don't Breathe.
Have you seen Don't Breathe, Quinn?
No way, Jose!
Why is that a no way, Jose?
Remember, she doesn't like
doesn't
those
like
types
scary
of movies.
movies.
I am a wuss, and I'm okay with it. Although I am watching American Horror Story. I thought the first episode was really good.
No.
But I really, really,
Wait,
really...
it's back already?
Just the pilot is on so
Oh,
far.
you're talking about
Yeah, and
that.
the
Okay.
first season just came out this
Yeah,
past
but
week.
I
this new season.
I'm
Really?
okay. I am okay with not being involved in the genre completely.
Richie's wondering where he's been. Where have you been, Richie?
I don't know.
Yeah,
How did I
first
miss that?
episode came out on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Was it good?
I thought it was really fun. I'm super into it, and I haven't been into a season of American Horror Story since like season 2.
I was gonna say
I
that
haven't
almost
been in
sounded
it since
sarcastic. So
Covenant.
No,
Okay.
no, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I do have to watch during the day. Like,
Okay.
like right when the sun and everything, I have to watch it during the day. But I think it's going to be really, really fun. Don't Breathe, however, I'm just going to let
It
this one
is
pass me
an
by.
intense one, Quinn.
I heard
think
it was
that,
really scary.
Yeah, I mean, it's intense. I'll say that.
Okay.
I think for you, maybe
Yes.
it might be intense.
I think that here's the thing: if it was a horror movie that was just so important and that was doing so well and that was becoming such a part of a social dialogue, I would go see it 100%. But unless it's that, yes, I totally would, because I want to be involved. But unless it's like that important, I'm just gonna excuse myself.
So for those of us who have seen it, have you had any actual conversations with people about it? Now that you mention, I'm like, I've only
I've
told
recommended
one
it to
friend
everybody that when I left the theater.
because I know a girl who loves those home invasion movies. Like she really thinks they're cool, and I was like, you should see this one because
Yeah.
I think you'll like it. And I want to know what you think because there's some scenes in it I don't know she'll like.
There was one that Shia LaBeouf did like years ago.
Disturbia.
That was like supposed to be like a Rear Window
That was
kind
good.
of remake.
Yeah.
I saw
Ish.
that one, but that wasn't very scary.
It wasn't like scary.
But it was a home invasion movie.
It was.
I'm trying my best.
There was no fear involved in that
I'm
movie.
trying my best to be like cool.
It's generally Stranger Things, funny games, and then like not that a lot of people talk about it, but a really good one too is You're Next.
Okay.
That's a good one. So that
I
was
still need to see that.
Yeah, the one that was the week that was there at the box office
Yep.
there. So folks, we're gonna be a little later in the episode. Again, we're gonna be doing the box office bet. Your 2 films to choose from will be Magnificent Seven and Storks. So the loser will get to do something like I did last weekend and see the wildlife. But I'll say one thing about the wildlife is that the great thing about living in that world is that you know exactly where your food's coming from. Look at that, you know the source of everything, and I feel like here in the everyday life, it's tough for us to source our own food, let alone find time to cook it. Well, you need some help with that. And who are the people to do that? Well, it's people at Blue Apron. Their mission is to make incredible home cooking accessible to everyone. Now, they achieve this by supporting a more sustainable food system, setting the highest standards for ingredients, and building a community of home chefs. Blue Apron has established partnerships with over 150 local farms, fisheries, and ranchers across the United States. As a result, seafood is sourced sustainably under standards developed in partnership with the Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch. Beef is raised humanely, chickens are free range, pork is raised naturally, and regenerative farm practices are used for produce. Now, cooking together builds strong family bonds. Research shows that Blue Apron families cook nearly 3 times more often. And those who spend a lot of eating out or at high-end grocery chains can now spend under $10 per meal for healthy, delicious, good home-cooked food right there. Now, some of the meals available in September are paprika. So good. It's so spicy, I couldn't even say it right there for a second. Paprika spiced shrimp and cheddar grits with tomato and sweet corn. Spicy hoisin chicken stir-fry with baby bok choy and sesame ginger cucumber salad. Eggplant and chi picked tangine with island pepper, tomato, and couscous. And summer udon noodle salad with cherry tomatoes, corn, and summer sweet pepper.
My mouth is watering. I'd eat all those.
Look at that. Now, for less than $10 a meal, Blue Apron will deliver seasonal recipes along with pre-portioned ingredients to make delicious home-cooked meals. Now, new recipes are created weekly and not repeated within a year, so you can choose your meals for a variety of recipes, or you can just let Blue Apron's culinary team choose for you. It's almost playing like that Blue Apron roulette. Yes.
Chef's
Spin the
choice.
wheel. Chef's choice. Yes.
Yep, that's a good way to go.
You can't go wrong with anything that they're going to pick for you. So you can check out this week's menu and get your first 3. It's a.
You're just that excited
I'm
about
so
this
excited.
food.
That's right. You can get your first 3 meals free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/box office. You'll love how good it feels, how it tastes, and to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/box office. Blue Apron, guys, it's simply a better way to cook.
Nice.
Look at that. So now, we're talking about the international box office numbers here. Look at that. Bridget Jones' Baby. Yeah, I'm going to be seeing that, guys. I can't wait. It leads the international weekend frame with a terrific $29.9 million, including number ones in 24 offshore territories out of a total of 39 openings. So look at that. Now, it's very different than the unfunny domestic debut of $8.24 million here in the U.S., but I mean, it's always been a big winner for the box office in the UK. So no surprising that it's done done better overseas than it's done here domestically. Now, other good news: Universal's Illuminations Entertainment, The Secret Life of Pets, it crossed over $800 million worldwide. It is a juggernaut. And Pets hightails it to Italy. Its last market on October 6th, so it's only going to add more to that little box office tilt that they've got going. Meanwhile, Disney's Pixar's Finding Dory just splashed up a couple of milestones there, including the biggest 4-day opening weekend of 2016. And Warner Brothers' Suicide Squad smashed past $700 million worldwide last frame. Quinn, did you see Suicide Squad?
No.
Oh.
I can't. I mean, I still really want to. I just haven't had a chance to. And now it's kind of getting to the point. So do I wait? Do I go? Do I wait? I don't know what to do. Just go? Okay, I'll go.
I say go.
Okay.
It
You
definitely has
convinced
longer
me.
legs
Unless
than
I have to
thought
go
it was
see one of
going
these
to.
guys.
It's been
gonna
in the
be
top
Suicide
5
Squad.
for a long time,
Yeah.
actually.
Okay, I'll go. But I just
So
felt-
you're the audience that hasn't. See, we were talking about wow, they're still getting numbers, but there's lots of people
I'm
who
very
haven't seen it yet.
excited to go see it. It just was getting to the point where it's like maybe it's going to be out of theater so soon. It might be worth it to wait.
No.
Go.
Still there.
Yeah.
Quinn, go. Okay.
Talked yourself right into that. Now, we talked a little bit about Warner Brothers. They're backing a local Korean picture, Age of Shadows, and that went up 55% in its sophomore weekend. So that looks like it's doing really well. And for those of you that are worrying, hey, is Ben-Hur going to do well overseas? Well, it got a big boost in Korea, lacing up a $7 million opening. So
Nice.
there you go. It's not bad.
$7 million?
It's not bad.
That's a boost?
Oh, Alvin says,
Nice.
don't watch Suicide Squad. That's in all caps. Alvin is very serious about this.
Has he, Alvin, have you had words about Suicide Squad? Has he been upset?
Oh.
It's a very hit and miss audience, I
Yeah.
feel, with that one.
That's what I've been hearing. But I also
I'd
think
say go into it with no expectations. Just go for fun,
None.
entertaining movie. That's about it.
I can do that. I can do
That's it.
I would.
Harley Quinn.
Ha-ha.
I'm betraying my own name by not seeing this movie yet.
Yep.
Now, I know somebody in the chat last week, they asked if we could ever talk about the UK box office numbers, and I tried to find those, but everything I had was it's like a weekend behind. I couldn't find anything for this just current weekend that ended, so I found something for the weekend before, so I'll try my best next week to try to find
You
something
guys
that
know a
gets us-
site that has them. Post
Yeah,
it.
I was
have a
scouring the
Media
internet.
Shock UK.
We have Yeah, we have a
Let us
couple
know.
people across the pond who watch, so, let us know where to find them.
Yeah.
Please let us know.
And as I said, we're getting ready for
Nice
the.
one, Richie.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that sick accent he just did?
Yeah.
We're getting ready to talk about next week's box office breakdown. We're going to predict our final 5 lineup here. But as we like to do beforehand, we like to take somebody that's going to be starring in one of the movies coming out the upcoming weekend and kind of do a little top 5 of their opening box office results. Of course, Magnificent Seven, as I've mentioned many times, is coming up this weekend. So I thought, why don't we look at the top 5 Denzel Washington box office movies?
All right.
Yeah, look at that. I mean,
Awesome.
coming in at number 5, we have Inside Man.
So good.
Yeah, it came out in
was
2006.
amazing.
Yeah, 28.9 million.
Amazing.
That was a movie that's like a 2-hour movie, and it goes by so fast because you're just that
Yeah.
engaged. You're just like, wait, the movie's over.
Agreed.
Like, that was so good.
I feel like with Denzel Washington, I mean, you can never not enjoy his performance. Some of the movies may not be the best, but he never. I can't really think of a time he's like, wow, that was a terrible Denzel Washington performance.
Yeah,
No.
he actually made Flight really good to me. Such a good movie. Oh my god.
I was gonna
I
say
didn't
it's
see it either
It's like the antithesis to Sully.
okay.
because he's a big boozer and stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And he crashes the plane though.
He does, or it doesn't make it doesn't
The
land
plane
safely?
crashes. No, it doesn't land safely at all.
Oh.
He has to turn the plane upside down and everything. It's
Do
crazy.
people die?
Oh yeah, they die.
Ooh.
Wait, but
No,
does
that
it-
happens.
Sorry, I wasn't
It
funny.
happens.
no,
No. It happens
yeah.
at the beginning of the movie though. So
Okay.
like
Yeah.
right from the start, I mean, you experience this whole thing.
Yeah.
And this is all about what happens after that,
Sure.
and how his life just goes down the tubes after that.
Does he
there
have?
any-
Oh, is it a case where he has to save it? He has to land it like that to save people's lives, or did he just recklessly crash land it?
It was a little bit of both. A little bit of both. And he just messed it up for
Is
himself
there-
being on drugs and
Is
stuff.
there anything redeemable? That just sounds depressing.
I mean, no. It's a good movie. He's a great performance in that movie.
Okay.
It's not depressing. The only thing that is depressing is to see that he never makes the best attempt to save himself.
Okay.
That's interesting.
That would be the most difficult part.
a
But it
little
was
bit
a
of
great
like
movie.
self-sabotage.
Yeah, a lot of self-sabotage.
Yes, we
Interesting.
loved Inside Man, by the way, in the chat room there.
Oh, that Media Shock. Thanks for checking in. Thanks, guys. We don't get the UK figures until later today. The industry over here doesn't care as much. More domestic and international focused. Sorry about that, Media Shock. Yes, we could tell you we'll always be 1 week behind for those numbers. I don't know if that'll be as exciting for you, Media Shock. But thank you for letting us know. Coming in number 4, The Book of Eli. Coming out in 2010, a little over $32.7 million. I never saw that either.
It was one I wanted to get to see, and I never got around to
I
it.
didn't see it.
I like
weird.
post-apocalyptic movies and
I do
action.
too.
I was so excited, and then it just
I
was
never
like,
saw it, though.
Maybe eventually.
Number 4, we've got The Equalizer, based on the CBS series. Came out in 2014, $34.1 million.
It's pretty good.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. No, I
Pretty good
didn't see
movie.
that as well. Man, it's like...
Yeah, I gotta say, every single time I see these top 5s for these like really big actors, they're just always very different than I'm expecting them to be for their top 5 films.
Well,
Am I
it's
the only one
how
who
much
feels that way?
money they've made.
Right.
Not necessarily how
The
good
hype
it is.
I know. I think that's why I'm always
Yeah.
thrown off. I'm just like, these are the top 5 movies, like even money-wise for these.
Oh,
All right.
100% agree. There's so many movies I've seen on here that I'm like, wait, what about this one? This one, this one. That's
know.
not what I think of when I think
But
of
I mean,
them.
I'm like that. But didn't that one make like a whole lot of money? It's
Yeah.
not here. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, number 2, which I was surprised it made this much money, because it was just it was an okay movie, was Safe House. It came out in 2012, a little over $40 million. Him and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, it was...
Oh,
Or
I don't
Ryan-
even remember if
Okay.
I saw that one.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds was that playing what is he CIA or just like one of those kind of
Okay, maybe
like
not.
tech people there that kind of get involved with Denzel Washington is like a rogue agent that's brought in.
I was gonna say
Oh, okay.
John Q. I remember loving that one.
That
It's
was
really
really good.
depressing, but really good. Is like Man on Fire.
I was gonna say
oh,
Man on
that-
Fire.
that's a
That
great
was the
movie.
one I was expecting
That
to
was
see
so
there.
good, but yes,
Interesting.
thank you in the chat room. Money does not equal quality.
Oh, but they agree with Richie that Equalizer
Yes.
was a good movie.
It was.
Very nice.
I think it's a mix. The top 5 here seems to be a mix. Every week we've seen it is either a couple you go yes absolutely, and others were like that one. Really? Okay. But it could have, like, this is their box office opening weekend and general numbers, not necessarily, like, cult fan of, like, people spreading the word.
Yeah, of course.
Like, hey, what do you like them in?
Also, Denzel, when he's been in the game for, like, so long, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Who knows?
There's a few things to look at.
We're those Pelican Brief lovers. Come on, where do you
Oh,
guys at?
somebody in the chat room said Pelican Brief? Yeah.
Awesome. Number one, American Gangster. Denzel Washington, Russell Crowe. $43.5 million, came out in 2007. I never saw that either.
It was cool. I don't remember a whole lot about it, but I remember I enjoyed it. It's a little more, I think that was like, was it historical fiction, kind of, as I recall? Like, it was supposed to be a period piece. I don't think it was necessarily, like, based on. I think it was more like like a historical fiction.
It was the sequel
cool.
to Virtuosity, right?
That I can't recall.
No, it wasn't. I'm just kidding. That was like.
I was like,
what? Yeah, that was the one where Russell Crowe was like some kind of weird CGI like
I
avatar.
didn't get your joke, Frank.
No.
Sorry.
I didn't get it.
Oh my God, the Bone Collector, that was so good.
There you go.
No, because he's laid up and he's all like still paralyzed that whole time, right? And he's just chatting with Angelina Jolie the whole time. No, forget about that one.
Love it. Thanks, Albin. Thanks.
Thanks.
So that was our top 5 Denzel Washington movies. So now we're going to do our box office predictions there for the next weekend's box office, our top 5. Again, we've got the Magnificent Seven and the Storks at play, but we also have everything here. We got Sully. Will it be strong enough to be number 1 for a 3rd week in a row? Blair Witch, Bridget Jones' Baby, Snowden, and Don't Breathe are all possible candidates for our top 5.
Well, it's interesting looking at this past weekend's numbers, looking at how close, like, Blair Witch is 9.5, Bridget Jones 8.5, Snowden's 8, Don't Breathe is 5.6. So, I mean, they're not that far apart. So, making predictions for next time of like, well, the number 1 could only be at like 15 and still be number 1, sadly.
Yeah.
Well, given the lineup,
that's so true.
seen like the advertising that you've seen for Magnificent Seven, has it gotten you excited to see that movie?
Oh, I want to see it. But I'm such a fan
I
of
want to see it.
my
yes.
little Chris Pratt.
But you don't
love.
see that. You're just kind of like, eh.
I mean, I'm gonna see Blair Witch before I see that, but I'm just saying I want to see it. It's just keeping it real.
I do want to see it, and I'm actually really excited for Storks. I interviewed, I think his name, it's Anton. I'm like, oh, his last name, I want to say it's like Starkman, because I was like, it's close to the word Stork. He plays the little boy in it
God,
that the
Training
parents are
Day.
getting, adopting the baby.
so good.
So I was like, hey, that's his movie. So it was a lovely little interview, so I'm even more invested after talking with him about the movie. And it looks really cute.
I like Westerns, and you know, like, even like I even liked the remake of 3:10 to Yuma, so like, I'm kind of excited about it.
I did like 3:10 to Yuma. That was good.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Yes, I'm excited, but I'm more really it's another remake. But it looks cool. It looks like they're changing it. Even though it's a remake, it doesn't necessarily feel like I've seen this exactly before.
But it's a genre I don't feel like we're inundated with Westerns all the time.
We don't have them.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, sure. Kind of a throwback. I think a lot of older folks are going to be excited about it.
Yeah.
But how much of it is the story, or how much of it is like, oh my gosh, it's Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt? That'd be kind of a cool
Well, the whole
combination.
cast in general looks.
I think it's the cast.
Yeah, the
Vincent
cast.
D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're
Agreed.
telling you a bit too much in the trailer, but like there's a part in the trailer that looks cool of like the bad guys are rushing in on the horses and they have like the booby trap set up, and I'm like, all right, that looks really kind of cool. So I think it's
This
gonna
is
be
one-
entertaining.
For some reason, I don't care that it's a remake. I don't. I think that the cast is so like stellar that I'm just kind of excited on that alone.
I remember liking the original a lot, so I'm kind of like, well. But then you could go even more original and watch before that and do Seven Samurai.
Oh, trying to
Yeah.
start a little movement there. Let's get them to watch Magnificent Seven this week.
I know nobody's been saying it, guys. Say in the room, Storks or Magnificent Seven, what we're gonna bet on, so that somebody has to go see it if they get it wrong.
All right, so while you guys are thinking about what you want us to watch for the box office bet, for our box office predictions, Richie Skye, what do you see as your next week's top 5?
I'm gonna actually. I'm not gonna. It's not really going out on a limb, but I'm just gonna make a weird prediction. Magnificent Seven, number 1. Storks, number 2. And I'm going really original here. Sully, Blair Witch, and Bridget Jones' Diary.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I just
Super original.
you know, I always base it on. I look at the what the past stars of that movie did, and then I look at the amount of theaters that it's going to be in. So that to me is how I make my guesstimates.
Okay. Cool.
You know what? I'm actually totally agreeing with a lot of what you said. I'm like, I think Magnificent Seven's gonna do well, if only because there aren't many westerns, so people aren't like, oh my gosh, another western.
And it's action.
It's action. It has a very star-filled cast, and probably most people have not seen the original, so they're not gonna be like, oh, that's a remake. A lot of people might be like, there was one before it. So that one will do really well. I think Storks is gonna do really well as being a good family one, and yeah, it was because Wildlife didn't do so well. So yeah, I think I'll go with same Magnificent Seven, Storks, Sully. Maybe I'll bump Bridget, then Blair.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
there,
That's
I'll
going to be
change it.
Frank's dollar
Yeah.
that gets it above.
Yeah.
I think just because of pure lack of competition, I'm gonna go Storks first. Why not?
I mean,
It could
It
happen.
could.
Yeah.
It could happen.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to shine. I just came back. I'm shaking things up.
Do it. Secret Life of Pets did
It
amazing.
did so well, and I
Dory
don't.
did amazing.
And like you're just saying, this other Wildlife didn't do that well.
Yeah.
They're
No.
probably people are craving a nice family film
Yeah.
here, a couple weeks into school. Let's go ahead and we'll do Storks. We'll do Magnificent Seven, Sully, Blair Witch, Bridget Jones.
Cool.
Nice.
Quinn. I mean, I like where you're going on this. I like the cut of your
See,
jib
a
on
little
this.
bit of logic.
Yeah.
No,
A lot of crazy and a
Yeah.
little bit of logic.
Trying to see which is going to get more people into theaters, more of a family film or more of like a little cool action film.
I gotta say, I appreciate that's even up for debate though, because it's not always the case. Usually, it's like obviously it's gonna be this first. It's kind of nice to me that there's like I'm not totally sure one way or the
No,
other.
the family ones can be a really
Yeah,
Hit or
sneak
miss.
up,
Throw that
sneak up
curveball.
on you.
Hit or miss.
because if it's really good. Oh, and then that one also has a pretty big star-studded cast as well of voices.
Voices.
Kelsey
So-
Grammer.
Jennifer
Kelsey
Aniston,
Grammer. You know how you get kids in seats? Kelsey Grammer.
That's right.
Key and Peele,
The only thing I think about
Jennifer.
with Kelsey
Yeah,
is
like I said,
Camille.
Jennifer Aniston. And, there's a few.
I was thinking
Looks
like
cute.
IBS. That's what I was thinking about too. She was at problems with IBS, but that's neither here nor there. All right, that's getting way off topic. Man, all right, I'm gonna All right, I'm gonna go with Quinn. Look at that, she's back. I'm gonna go with her. I'm gonna go with Storks number one.
You have no
Magnificent
idea what this
Seven,
means
number
to me.
There you go. I will go with Blair Witch 3, Bridget Jones 4, and Sully 3, Bridget Jones 4, Blair Witch 5.
Very nice.
All right,
This
people in the
definitely
chat
will
are not.
impact your votes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, folks, we're getting to that moment now. We're going to be doing the box office bet. Now, as we know, the rules right there. Where you in the chat room, you're going to let us know which movie you want us to bet on. We'll all bet on what we
And
think.
make it a good one.
Well, we've got to choose between Magnificent
People.
7 and Storks. So whoever gets closest to that is the winner. They're safe. Whoever gets the furthest away from the actual box office total will have to go see that movie. And tell us about what they thought about it on the following week's episode. So,
It really
All these
is.
deep
It makes more
sides.
of a difference if the movie is something that nobody's excited about. Whereas,
Well, of
like,
course.
Magnificent
And
Seven
that's
and
fine.
Some of
Storks.
are all like,
Anyway, like you can
yeah.
go see it. It's like such a punishment when you're like have to lug yourself
Yeah.
over the theater.
but that's
Frank,
that's
how's
part
that
of the fun.
feel?
That's part of the fun. That is part of the fun. I mean,
Is it? Are you having fun when you go to the movie to see that movie that you
And
don't
you gotta go
necessarily
alone
want to
because
see?
none of your friends are about to spend that much money on a ticket to go with you.
I've been there plenty of times.
This is my third weekend
Oh,
in a row for this,
Getting a
Richie
few more
Skye.
Storks though.
Man,
It's the same people who voted for Storks before.
Oh,
So
okay.
right now
so
we're
you
at,
guys are cheating.
we're at Magnificent 7 for Storks.
Alvin,
Thank you for counting.
you can't
I'm
say it
sorry.
so many times.
Mark Storks is at what, Mark?
Storks is at 2 versus Magnificent 7 4.
Ah,
Okay,
all
well,
right.
there you go.
Okay, well, here we go. We'll get in going in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. Oh,
No, there
Magnificent
it goes.
7.
There we go.
I think we're gonna go for Magnificent 7. Oh, boy, we're going high this time.
I like that Star Drew is calling it Magic Hand 7 because like who cares, you know? It can be whatever you want it to
They
be.
just got to
Star
get their
Drew.
vote in as soon as possible.
They're like M.
Alvin, it
M,
doesn't
S.
matter if you write Storks 3 times.
Yeah.
It doesn't count.
Alan, you're
Ha, ha, ha,
cheating.
ha, ha.
Yes, thank you.
We already
Cheating.
said, didn't we
It's
already
all right.
end
We
it?
said
Yes.
Magnificent.
It's
It's
locked
Magnificent
in.
7. So
Frank did the countdown.
Yeah.
that's right. We're
It's
doing
official.
That's right. It is official. It is locked and sealed. It is
There you
Magnificent
go.
7.
Yay.
So there you
I could
go.
make a crazy one today,
Ooh, all right.
but I'm not.
Well,
I don't want to lose.
Well, we both put it at number
We
one.
did.
And they didn't, so our numbers need to be higher than yours.
Unless I think that Storks is gonna do like really, really good, and then
This
it
is
could be the
true.
same.
True.
Possibly.
Well, because
Possibly.
like Sully to Blair Witch, you know, Magnificent Seven could be.
We're gonna see a
you
lot
know.
of money going to 2 movies and not a lot of money going to the rest of
Yes.
the movies.
Look at
right.
Alvin is very disappointed. It's like sorry,
All
Alvin.
right. So
Media
far,
Shock, I'm kind of
28?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Media Shack's throwing out 28.
I like
Ooh, we
that.
got some 40 from Star Drew.
40. Ooh,
Alvin's
that's
throwing
a
a
bit
challenge flag.
high.
I was gonna say 28 seems a little bit low.
All right.
40 seems
somewhere in the
really
middle.
high.
Kari Lane. We'll have you go first.
Boy.
What do you think?
I love this part.
30.
$30 million
That
for Magnificent Seven. All right. There we go.
Maybe.
Richie Skye.
I am going to go with my buddy Media Shock and say 28.
Are you going low?
I'm gonna.
You're going lower?
I just that was the number that resonated most with me when I saw it on the screen.
Okay.
So I said,
Yeah.
I like it a
Ooh,
lot.
28, 30,
I'm going 32.
32.
Little bit
for Magnificent
higher.
Seven.
Wow, Quinstagram.
Nothing crazy. Just like a little bit higher.
Oh no. Chat room's getting really upset of how our numbers were counted for voting. It's okay, guys. Calm down.
All right.
Honestly.
We
You
appreciate your enthusiasm.
You
Oh,
too
over
can
it.
see
It's
storks.
over.
Yeah.
All right, so Serenity of St. I should go for 30. Serenity, I mean, I felt like, you had some good words of wisdom. Too late to help me last week, but you had 10 million was a good bet. But we've already got 30 on the table with Kari.
And Quinn's at 32. So
Yeah,
that
so I go
means
to
Storks
35.
is going to get more than 32.
I do think
You guys
Storks.
are
I
suspecting.
actually think Storks is going to do better than 32. I totally do.
Okay. Totally possible.
I will, Star Drew got, all right, Star Drew. What's your prediction, Star Drew? I'll go, whatever Star Drew says, I'll go with for that. I can't,
Oh,
you may mention
no.
it, Star Drew, one more time. I will go with your pick.
I think
He was so
Star
smart.
said
Star Drew said
40
40 million.
million.
All right, I guess I'm going, man of my word. 40 million, thank you, Mark. There in the booth. I will go with 40 million.
So
for
does this
Magnificent
mean
Seven.
that either Frank or Richie is going to see this movie? Because you guys are high and low here?
As per.
That's how it
the
always
normal.
goes, huh?
Kind of.
Oh,
well,
man.
you put me in the safe zone. They were. We had a funny debate before. People were like, "Oh, you just chose the middle." It's like, no, it just happened to be that way.
Right.
So
Now I feel like I'm
safe.
being a wuss.
All right,
No,
so it's
it's
down to either Richie or
Dope.
myself.
You go with
I
your
don't
first
care if I lose
impression.
this one because
No,
I
that's
want to
true.
see it anyway.
Yeah,
I know,
that won't
right?
be a bad
Thanks,
thing.
We're
guys.
like, darn.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, that is going to do it for this episode of Box Office Breakdown. Look at that. Quinn, how does it feel to be back?
It feels like home.
Oh, we missed you.
I'm so happy to be back.
Yay.
We're happy to have you back.
Thank
Now,
you
as always,
guys.
folks, thanks so much for watching. We love having you in the chat. So like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel there. We love having you be, as I said, be part of the chat. We love having you bouncing back and forth with us throughout the episode. And if you want to continue the conversation, even after the show is over, I know I was chatting with a few of you folks about my fantastic journey to go see Bridget Jones this weekend. So where, Richie Skye, if they want to find you on social media, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at DJ Richie Skye on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find me online at Kari D. Lane and Twitter. We've brought up other stuff that we didn't finish talking about in here, so make sure to follow hashtag Box Office Breakdown if there's anything else that we didn't really get into. We've had discussions about animation with Kubo. We had discussions about Oscar winners and award-winning stuff. And I will be posting more videos of interviews with people that were Emmy nominated.
Nice.
Man.
Very
Fun
cool.
times.
All right, you guys can find me on Twitter at Quinskillian. You can follow me on Instagram at Quinstagram, and you can add me on Snapchat at Quapchat.
Oh, yeah. And you can follow me on Twitter at HappyGoJackie. I know Kari also shows videos about men wearing heels or whatever. Yeah, that was
Yes.
hot video. Hot video. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week on Box Office Breakdown here on Popcorn Talk.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.